All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're here today with Vivian and Bogdan. Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing well. Welcome,
Excited about
everyone.
today.
Good. Yeah, we're all happy to be here. So, Vivian, you're a multicultural, multi-passionate workplace wellness and Amplify DEI advocate. You like to inspire and empower people to be their best selves. Excuse me. And Bogdan, you are a neuroscience for business expert. So both very exciting and cool backgrounds. So without further ado, I will let you guys take the floor, and then I will be back in for some Q&A afterwards.
Thank you, Kirsty,
Thank
for
you,
the
Kirsty.
introduction.
See you a little bit
Bye.
later. Hello, Vivian. Before we begin, I would like to kindly ask everyone to refer themselves from posting their LinkedIn profiles. This is one of the examples what you should not do during a live session. This is not about networking right now. This is about talking to a couple of experts about how to do job interviews online. One of the things you should not do is this. Post your LinkedIn profile right now when you're in a live session. Once again, that is an absolute no-go. Sorry, we have to be straight and forward about this, because otherwise, we're just going to watch the chat with people sharing their LinkedIn profile, and this is not what the session is about. Vivian, once again, welcome.
Welcome,
everyone.
Bogdan.
How are we doing?
We're doing fine. I mean, I'm
We are, right?
excited and also excited that people are going to learn how they can make an impact in the short amount of time. So we are going to have an amazing time, but also just for a reminder, if you have a question,
Yes.
please share them in the Q&A tab so that we can answer them, because we are here for you. It's
Correct.
about you. It's not the Bogdan and Vivian show. It's about you.
And we will make the Vivian and Bogdan show, but it's all about you. So drop your questions, whatever worries, whatever keeps you awake at night when it comes to online job interviews or being online as you have conversations, please ask us. Because one thing that we can tell you for sure, an offline job interview and an online job interview are completely different things. First of all, because of the tech, the way you look into the camera, the way you have eye contact, background that you have, or virtual background. By the way, that should be prohibited by law. And we're going to talk about why you should never have virtual backgrounds. Your camera positioning, microphones. So this is just about the tech. But how do you listen? How do you nod affirmatively? How do you establish rapport with your participants? How do you develop that oxytocin, as we call it, or the bonding neurotransmitter? Are you aware of diversity, equity, and inclusion? What questions are you going to ask? How are you going to have those conversations? Even if you are one of the recruiters, or if you are one of the persons who is being interviewed, how do you keep that equalitarian rapport with the other person on the other side, maybe of the country, of the world, and so on? So please drop your questions. And
There's
Vivian,
already one question in, but I
there you
do
go.
want to share. I do want to share something. So
Yes.
Bogdan was mentioning that you should look in the camera. So right now I have 3 screens already, and if I am looking at Bogdan, that means that I am not making any eye contact. So
Correct.
when you are having that interview, post a sticky or something rememberable on your camera so that you know that you're focusing on that. Listen to what the person is saying. So maybe have a earplug, or maybe have a set of, a headset, so that people can listen to you and not hear the outside noise. So I want to focus on the camera because I want you to think that I'm looking at you, or I'm watching you, and I'm having that eye contact with you, and also listening through my ear. So
And as
there's
you see
one.
on the other side, because I'm going to take it over from Vivian, as you see, whilst Vivian is looking into the camera talking to me, I'm not looking at Vivian into the screen of the computer. I'm actually looking back into the webcam, because if Vivian once in a while will look into the screen, she will see me looking at her and nodding affirmatively. And that's what we call
Exactly.
active listening. And this is how we establish rapport online. You know how the person looks on the screen. You glimpse once in a while, you take a peek, and then you go back into looking into that webcam, talking to the other person on the other line, nodding affirmatively, moving as little as the body language that you have. Establishing rapport and talking to each other online is not about looking into the screen of the computer. People don't change clothes. I'm known to do that once in a while, but even I don't do that every 5 minutes. So yeah,
No,
you
we
can even
don't.
change clothes, by the way. If you feel like changing clothes, change clothes. Why not? It's online. People perceive it as a show performance. Studies show that people will take whatever comes online because we associate it with a live
And also,
performance.
what is important is, before you go into the interview, ask a friend, ask somebody to meet you online in a
Yes.
similar platform, maybe exercise in Zoom or maybe exercise in a different platform. What is the setting? What do you have behind your back? Is there a naughty picture behind your back, or is your child's toy behind your back? You have to think in the head of the person that is doing the interview. What do you have in your background that may distract them from having the real to real conversation with you? So I'm seeing a lot of questions. So
Let's
we
take a few
answer them.
questions.
So one question is, do you have any advice for newbies in the tech domain? And I would say, can you please, James, be a little bit specific, because I want you to bring yourself
Correct.
in the conversation. So what is it that you want to know?
Vivian, probably that would also be the first answer. Do you have any advice? Be specific. When you ask questions, ask specific questions. Is it like this or is it like that? Can you please give me more context or more details about bam, 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 bam? That shows that you thought about the question, and that shows that you don't just drop it like that. The moment you say, do you have any advice? Well, we can give you advice for 24 hours, but we have a lot of other questions. So this showcases, for example, how you think of questions and how you put them in a way that the other person can answer. So always try to be as specific as possible online, also because you don't want to create any sort of miscommunications, especially in a job interview.
True. So the next question that I have is how to find a job from online portal and what are CV tricks? And I would say definitely go to the side of Tech Jobs Fair and see what vacancies are out there. But also, when it comes to CV tricks, right? Do you want to trick somebody, or do you want to bring your whole self? So the way that I do my CVs, I create a video CV. I share my story.
Yes.
Highlight a few elements of what makes me unique. What can I do? So be creative. Do something that's not standard. Of course, you have to have your own CV. So ask somebody if they can review, or have a friend, or ask a consultant to support you in creating a real CV. Be mindful of the ATS.
Yes.
Because there are ATS systems where ATS is a automated system where they can kick you out because of bias, or can hire you because of that. So ask for more advice as well. Okay, I see
maybe
a lot of
questions. Maybe to give a
questions.
little bit more on ATS, maybe not everyone knows what that is, Vivian. ATS is called Applicant Tracking System, and it is a system that almost every company on the face of the planet denies using. However, almost everybody is using it. It's artificial intelligence, or it's a software that scans through CVs based on specific words, based on specific keywords, and so on. And everyone tries to trick them. The thing with ATS, with the applicant tracking system, is that sometimes the ATS doesn't read photos. So adding your photo might not work. If you put it in your CV in a PDF in columns, sometimes the ATS doesn't read columns, doesn't read bullet points. So it's always very important to focus more on how you create your own story, and in different ways than just creating the typical CV, because usually
and
the
also be
ATS
mindful of the specifics that they are sharing. Do
Yes.
you need to submit your CV in your resume in Word, or do you need to submit it in PDF, or are there other ways to submit it? So I hope I answered your question. The next one is, how do I look for the job that matches my profile? What are the key things that I need to do while talking to a person who's interviewing? Even before you are applying to the job, you need to know your strengths, right? So one of the tips that I would share is Gallup has an online tool where you can find your superpowers. What is it that are your superpowers? If you don't have that, or don't have the budget for that, ask 3 people, ask your coworkers, ask your friends, ask family members. What are the 3 specific things that you like about me, and why? Let them tell you why.
What is very interesting with your personality and the way you develop yourself online is like this Rubik's Cube. We all know what a Rubik's Cube is. Well, the thing is that this is how we see a lot of CVs. They look exactly like this. They're messy. So what you want to do, you want to twist and turn and twist and turn and talk to people, and then validate, because we're here talking about tweaks and about validation. And you twist and turn and you twist and turn until you get your story right, because that Rubik's Cube, very important, needs to look like this. And this is what you want to do. This is what you want to do. And I just did a Rubik's Cube live. How awesome is that? That was a little bit nerve-wracking.
So the next question is there any job for freshers 2021? how can I get a job? How can I prepare myself? I would say find out what is it that you would like to do. And is
Correct.
there a specific career path that you can follow? Are there courses that you can follow to educate yourself in a specific direction? Because this question isn't specific enough, and I want to challenge you to find out what is it that you like, what is it that you are powerful in, and ask also your friends and family about the things that they like about you and let them share why as well.
Yes. If I can add what Rajreta, and I apologize if I don't pronounce your name correctly. By the way, one very important thing, when you go to talk to when you are being interviewed, learn how to pronunciate your interviewers' names. Very
Yes.
important. Learn how to pronunciate. Don't say change brenda, because nobody likes that. Do you want to establish rapport? Make an effort into learning who you are being interviewed by. Research them on Google, on Foursquare. No, don't go only on LinkedIn, because everyone just posts whatever they want on LinkedIn.
I do
Do
have
a proper research, which is more than just one page of Google. Find out what they want, what they like. Try to establish rapport with them. Who is interviewing you? It is very important to understand. It's like a negotiation. It is a negotiation. How are you going to go into a negotiation without knowing who is on the other side of the table? Do your homework. Vivian.
I do have to say something, because LinkedIn has something cool that is the name pronunciation feature.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
if the person, when you look at their profile on LinkedIn, if they have it activated, you will see a speaker. But there is another way to find out. Ask them to share a voice note. How am I supposed to pronounce your name? It's very simple. Ask.
Ask. And not only that, but the moment you ask and you say, I'm really sorry, I really want to make sure that I pronounce your name correctly because it's so important to me. And then you ask for their name. And if you cannot pronounce it right, you repeat it together with them. Although you might think that that makes you insecure, I guarantee to you something happened in the primal brain. And by the primal brain, I'm talking about this orange area of our brains, because this is what we call the rational part of the brain, the blue part. And this thing that you see in orange is what we call the primal brain, or the system one, the subconscious part of our brain. When you go into an interview, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody, because we're talking here about diversity, equity, and inclusion, I'm going to say everybody, not only ladies and gentlemen. First, you want to connect with this part, with the subconscious brain. And that's where the emotional, the limbic system is part of, the reptilian brain. You want to establish rapport, you want to establish emotions, you have to establish an emotional rapport with people online. Ask them about their name and ask them, for example, what does it mean? What are the origins of your name? That's so nice.
Yeah. That's a way to connect yourself.
Be interested in the people on the other on the other side of the of your screen. Show actual interest in the people that you are talking to, not only in their role. That makes a massive difference in getting that second call, that third call, that fourth call. You know why? Because nobody actually does that.
Yeah. The next question is, how do you deal with interviewers that are late? And I would say be empathic, be considerate, especially with the challenges that people are facing. You don't know. I just text Bogdan saying that I had to reboot my computer. And Bogdan knows that I know that he values timeness. He valued me being punctual. But if there's something wrong, maybe there's a way for you to communicate. Maybe there is something there, personal or work related, that they had to attend for. So be empathic and be considerate.
Maybe if I can add an example, and this is my personal experience. We were once interviewing an intern. And it was a Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. Friday, 3 p.m. in the Netherlands, everyone is getting ready to have a drink, what we call a borrel. And she was late. She was late 40 minutes. She let us know that she was late, and she told us that she's really late, that the trains actually had a problem. We didn't really believe it. So of course, we went online. We saw that actually there was a problem with the trains where she was coming from. She came over. We were already totally uninterested. We were getting ready to have the drink. We said, you know what, maybe we can reschedule, but she's on her way anyway. She came in, she sat down, sweaty. We gave her a glass of water. And then, she apologized and we started to talk. After 3 minutes that she started to speak, we were completely shocked of what we had in front of us. We hired her as an intern. We hired her afterwards. And after it turns out, I know her very well now. She lives in London. She is one of the best professionals I have met in my life.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen. Do not give up on people especially the ones who actually had a reason to be late.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can guarantee to you, amazing things will happen if you do that.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of
I
understanding.
see a lot of questions, and some questions are outside of our scope because I see questions related to Canada, and I would refer to the organization to maybe provide a blog or something so that
Correct.
people can share that. But I'll switch over to the next question. So,
well, sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to we have a couple people who have raised their hands, so we only have 5 minutes left, so I figured we could bring them up and see what they have to ask.
Okay, awesome.
All right. I'm just going to hand the mic over. Perfect.
Hi, Azzy. Ask your question.
Hi, Azzy.
Oh. All right. Well, I don't know if he knows he's online, so I'm just going to remove him and we'll.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi, Azzy.
Yep. Hello. What is your question?
It's my question. I am from Morocco. I am a technician IT, and my question is how get to persuade new companies.
I cannot hear the question.
Yeah. Maybe just post it and we can try and get to it. I'm just we have quite a few people with their hands up, so I'll just bring up a few other ones. So if you have raised your hand, I just ask to make sure that your audio and everything is all set up prior, just so that we can make this seamless.
This can be just like a live job interview, so always be ready.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Pereira.
Yeah.
Hello. Ask your question.
Yeah, actually, I just want to ask for a requirement-based question. I am a automation graduate from the University of London in 2006. Presently, I am working local government as an additional director technical. So, looking to move back because my field, I am not into my field in past 20 years. So I did automation field like automation, robotic control system in the UK. But whole past 20 years, I was engaging with local construction and something like that. So I was enhanced my career into the what I learned actually, and something like the support about that.
So your question is how to move back into your initial field of studies.
What I studied.
So this is a question that for which we will need a couple of days and a couple of hours. But I think one thing that probably will help you a lot is if you have some sort of studies or expertise in a certain field, start writing articles, post those articles on LinkedIn, thought leadership. Make yourself known through the expertise that you have, because if you're missing the practical expertise of what you studied, by coming up with articles which are very practical, combining what you learned with the experience that you gathered, that is a very good way to be noticed, and also how to make a switch. And also you can add that on your CV, and you're going to say, okay, maybe I don't have experience in this, but look at how much I know, and look at the capacity that I have to link what I studied with the experience that I developed in other fields. Combine and conquer. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Actually, I've been Denmark. I was Copenhagen, and when I go for interview, they're asking what is your experience in the field? Because I don't have experience. Last 20 years, I engaged with some different field.
Then say exactly that you don't have practical experience in the field, but say that you have a lot of knowledge, and always it's an advantage to hire people who come from a different area, because you can always see things from a different point of view. And they are there in that industry for a very long time, and the very high chances are that they are biased. And this is why they need to hire you, because you understand, you know, but you're not as biased as they are, because you're.
And also don't forget about your experience in your previous job, right?
Yes.
Because that experience can also add value to your current job as well.
Amen
so don't diminish what you have done. Empower that and say that you are eager to learn more, but what I bring is this and this and this to this workplace.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
All right, and
very welcome.
Yeah. All right, so I think that is all the time that we have. We didn't get to all the questions or all the people who raised their hands, unfortunately, but will you be hanging out in the lounge for anyone who wants to chat with you, either of you?
Unfortunately,
just a
I
few
cannot do it.
minutes.
It's
Okay.
8 p.m. here in Amsterdam in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've been online for more than 12 hours, 14. So what I always ask everyone is please connect with us on LinkedIn, connect with me on
Yes.
LinkedIn. We post a lot of content. We share a lot of information. There's a lot of articles, and please connect and interact with us on LinkedIn. That's the place where to find us.
Yes. Good luck
Perfect.
with your jobs, and also good luck with the summit as well. Thank you.
Good luck to everyone, and
All right.
thank you so much, Vivian. Great to see you. We see each other all the time, by the way. We know each other very well. Kirstis, thank you so much for inviting us. To everyone from Tech Job Fair, and thank you so much for
Thank you as well.
having us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye,
Until next
everyone.
time. Bye.